Well, that was
Now
my AI. So now we move on.
to the main topic, the main show,
The
the
main.
final. It's the final
Okay, so I
countdown.
don't know. Like I don't know. I haven't really been keeping up past couple weeks on politics. So you enlighten me on this. Should I share the link?
Yes. We'll just run through the link and that'll be the topic that we're talking about.
Okay, here we go. You know what
This
I'll
is a new.
say? You know what I'll say? Yeah, he's gonna lose to Donald Trump.
I'm not gonna lie. I heard about it and I didn't know what he looked like or what he did until this podcast and until this article, and then I just Googled him
Oh no.
first and do that. And I was just like, bro, you jumped in and most people don't even know who you are in terms of
The thing is, like, nah, I'm sorry, but let's be real, all right? Just for all full disclosure, like, I'm a left leaning person, um, but I don't think that the Democrats are like the savior of the world. Like, they have so much flaws. If anything, I'm more anti-establishment, uh, you know, than I am left leaning. But what I will say is, on this, just by looking at this, I don't know about this guy. He's not gonna win, not because of his politics, bro. This is a minority running in the Republican Party. Come on, when's the last time a minority won as a Republican candidate? Like, can you give me one example? One example. It doesn't even have to be the president or a senator, like any.
Republican Party. There was
Yeah.
a couple of like, what's his name? Ben Carson. What's his name?
Oh, you're right, Ben Carson. I mean, wasn't he a doctor? He wasn't elected.
He's a doctor. He was running.
He was running. He lost. So this is what I'm saying.
Oh, you mean in terms of that? So yeah, he's an L. I'm just gonna just say it. I don't think he'll win any. I don't think he even win his home state in terms of that.
So, what is the state?
I don't know, but
so why would you want to bring it up? Bring him up though.
no, I wanted to go through the list. That's a whole list.
Oh, it's a whole list. Oh my god, it's a whole list. All right, so L. Okay, L.
Through it, yes.
L. Let's go. All right, Nikki Haley, the ambassador, former ambassador.
My dad.
Yeah.
My dad said she's his top candidate. It's wild, but she is his top candidate.
To be fair, what I've heard from her last is she has gone up slightly in the polling to like 9% at the most, I think. But yeah, I mean, she can be the vice president maybe.
What do you think, though? Do you think it's a W or an L?
Bro, yeah, I told you Donald Trump's gonna win 2024.
Yeah, but candidate, bro. So.
Do I think no? She'll be there. She'll be there. Maybe like in terms of her own like progressing her own career, probably a W. Like she will be in the debates. You know what I mean? Like she'll be on the news. Like she'll be one of the top 5 for sure. And then she can win another. She'll get a cabinet post maybe, or after the election, or she'll run for governor or something. You know, in Iowa. She's from Iowa. She can win something in Iowa. Sure.
One of the first primaries. It's huge. It gives you that momentum in terms of that.
Oh, you know what? She's daughter of Indian immigrants. Didn't even realize that.
By her name, I thought she was.
Yeah, she doesn't look Indian. I guess she sort of does here, but.
Nikki Haley, Holly. Well,
so Sam, this is your top candidate.
Bro, my dad is rarely wrong when it comes to these, which is wild in terms of he is. Bro, he called the moment Donald Trump announced his running. He called it literally on day one. Day one.
That he was going to win the presidency?
Yeah.
Damn.
I laughed at him for months until it got close. I'm like,
I didn't.
And then after he won the primary, I already knew.
Yeah. So me too. So like, When he won the primary, it was obvious that he was probably going to win. Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of no matter what you said, like if I grabbed him by the thing, didn't cut you down.
Oh hell, you're
Yeah,
unstoppable.
I think can stop this man.
But this is the guy, man. This is the guy he's the next golden boy of the Republican Party. He's supposed to be the guy who turns things around and move people away from Trump. But the latest thing, DeSantis, yeah. And the latest thing I heard about this though, which I think like it's kind of securing it for me, for that Donald Trump will be the Republican candidate. I don't know if you've heard, but he's had a couple rallies, Ron DeSantis. So he's yet to announce, but we all know he's running. Okay. You know what happened? A bunch of Trump supporters went to one of his rallies. Okay. And you know Ron DeSantis' MO is his MO is freedom, right? Freedom of speech, freedom of anti-woke, freedom of religion. Ironic because he also does the book censorships in Florida. But you know what he did? He got the cops at his rally to tell the Trump supporters, you can't wear that here. You can't wear Trump stuff here. And then the Trump supporters went back at the security, the cops was like, what are you telling me? What, you telling me I can't, don't have my freedom, my rights? I can do whatever I want. And then of course the cops just had to go walk away. Now, if Donald Trump saw that, what's stopping him from telling all of his fans to hijack Ron DeSantis' rallies? Can you imagine that? If he just told Ron DeSantis is having a rally in Ohio, all Trump supporters go to there and hijack the rally. What's going to happen? I don't know, man. I just think it will be interesting.
My dad laughed at him. And when I keep saying my dad's a PhD in history, and he's studied American politics in terms of that, and I count him as a credible source in terms of that. I think he's still got a shot, but it's the same argument is if I was consider myself a conservative. If I voted for Trump last time, I'm not going to vote for DeSantis this time. I'm going to vote for Trump again. In terms of that, that's what I would do. And in terms of, it's just me though.
Yeah.
So he'll be there in the end. So I'll consider him a W so far.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if even if Trump wins, he'll run again in 2028. This guy, he'll be around.
Yeah. What's the next guy?
Tim Scott.
You go first, or maybe if you don't know.
Oh, I mean, Tim Scott. I'll just read the top thing there. He's a junior U.S. senator from South Carolina and the only Black Republican in the chamber. Is weighing his candidacy options. Again, he seems to me like he's just trying to promote himself at this point. I don't think he like Mayor Pete. Like I don't think he thought he was going to win the presidency, but he got the transportation secretary. Which, by the way, we didn't talk about the Ohio thing, did we? Anyway, that's maybe another.
No.
So yeah, that's my take on this guy. He'll be in the mix. Remember, similar to Ben Carson last time, I guess.
I like his personality. I really like his political stance and even what he stands for. But he doesn't have it in terms of. No. He does not, and Ben Carson definitely didn't have it. In terms of, and I don't even like it.
The thing about Ben Carson, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, is if I saw I saw a photo of Ben Carson and then I saw him again in the street, I would recognize Ben Carson. If I saw this dude again in the street, I would not know it's him. I'm sorry, but he's just not it. Like, he just looks so regular. Like, you know what I mean?
But I mean, like Ben Carson was more of extreme in terms of his political opinions and where he stands for. This guy's very moderate, if I'm honest. relatively in terms of where he is a conservative, but I really like it. It's just that he doesn't have it in terms of you need that it factor to be a presidential candidate. You just need that.
I mean,
It's just nowhere around it in terms of running because it's a political game and it's a media game.
yeah, it's a media game.
I think it's now.
Yeah, it's an L. It's a bona fide L.
My God!
Oh hell no! Not
My God!
the Virgin King himself, Mike Pence.
Fat W. Fat W.
Yo, Pence versus Trump race would be insane. It's like it's not even like a real world thing. It sounds like a TV show type of storyline.
Okay, so I'm keeping what you and me both say W's and what my dad says. So far, my dad only has a lady in terms of that, but we have lady and
Nikki Haley, DeSantis, and Mike Pence. I don't.
I have. Now,
look,
no chance.
Were you saying Mike Pence is a W?
I think it's a W.
Okay, let me give you what I think. I think Mike Pence is a walking L. He was an L since he was born, and he's been an L, and he'll always be an L. So, but in terms of our discussion, it is a W because he's always been, my perception of him is he's just always been a little bitch boy. So for him to even run against Trump would be like one attempt at trying to regain his integrity back. So that's the way I look at it.
In terms of that.
I don't think, do I think he's going to win? No. I do think he'll get the moderate vote more so than Tim Scott. Even though he's nowhere near a moderate conservative, I guess. He's a very anti-abortion. It's hard to, I don't know. He wants to ban abortion pills, bro. You ain't gonna win the presidency doing that.
DeSantis is the same thing.
That's the thing, though. But he doesn't run on that. But you're right, though. I can't be surprised anymore, man. Even the fucking Supreme Court took away abortion rights. So it's crazy.
Yeah. But okay, we'll have mixed reviews on him.
He's yet to be determined. We'll see. Okay, Larry Hogan. I don't even know what this is.
Oh yeah, I know Larry. In terms of he was very big in terms of COVID. He was one of the few Republican governors during COVID that was pretty much pro-COVID in terms of making sure that we followed science and not.
Oh, you mean like he was for lockdowns instead of against lockdowns like the rest of the Republicans?
In terms of, relative speaking compared to that. Didn't know that he was running, but I just know him because of that.
Okay.
Still, I get that. He's not going to rally the party off of that. Just off of the COVID situation. In terms of that. So I say L.
Yeah, I don't think, look at him. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be doing this, but at the end of the day, like, I need someone who, at least when they stand next to Putin or when they go into a meeting with Putin, that they can hold their ground. This dude's getting slapped up by Putin, man. I'm sorry. Yeah. So that's it. Those are the runnings. So, generally speaking,
that was it.
Generally speaking, look, like I said, I wouldn't vote Republican. Just not this. I haven't before, and I don't think I would anytime soon, just because of basic things like, economically, they like to cut taxes, and it's hurt. It takes. What happens when you cut too much taxes is, the regular working class people have to subsidize that loss of money for in the government, because the you're cutting taxes for what happens is middle class and upper class people. You're cutting taxes on businesses predominantly. So that it doesn't really work. This trickle down economics, I'm not seeing any rain. It's a drought out here. There's nothing trickling down. Secondly, of course, the abortion issue is like, but the thing I understand why, because it depends on religious issues as well, but at a human level, I think people have the right, whether I agree with it or not, I think people should have autonomy on what they do with their own bodies. So, and then Donald Trump is just he's a racist, man. Like, I like, he's a racist. So it's hard for me to like vote for that. But the thing is, like, on the other side of things though, Democrats are shit. They're just shit at their jobs. Like, for example, right? Remember when Donald Trump was like ban Muslims from coming to the United States, and then they put all the Mexican kids and the South American refugees in those prison camps? You remember that? He was very like protect the borders type thing. What does Joe Biden do? Nothing. He's even made it. It's exactly the same right now, but there's no media coverage on it because he didn't. Because he's not targeting a specific group of people. He's just making it. He's just making it more strict for everybody because it doesn't target a specific group of people. It's like he's more. They don't cover it, whatever reason. Trump has been. I mean, Trump allowed for more drilling in the Arctic or Alaska or something like that, and Joe Biden's done the same in terms of climate change. So there's like no when real issues like global issues like they're basically almost the same. Financially, they're almost economically they're almost the same. Environmentally, they're almost the same. The only difference there are between the two parties are social issues, and I could give less of a fuck about social issues, really, with exception to maybe abortion and the LGBTQ thing, like just equal rights in general, whether you agree with it or not. So I don't know, man. Like the things they cover in the news is bullshit, bro. Like they don't even talk about real shit.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that both are corrupt. As Saeed would say, it's you can't beat them, join them in terms of the corruption.
Yeah, but Saeed's not joining him either.
Close enough.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but what I'm saying is like he's not gonna become a politician anyway.
Yeah. I get what you mean there. In terms of that.
He's in the system, I guess.
If you got to be corrupt in terms of that, you might as well join. Doesn't matter though which one, if you're left or right. We're all in the mud together though in terms of that.
Yeah.
Just that portion of it. And I guess that's what I mean. I'll wrap this up. I am conservative in terms of that, but not just because of my religious or in terms of that, but mostly because of my fiscal policy in terms of that are very conservative. That's why economically I'm more conservative, and then other things. I don't think, but if I didn't vote for Biden last time, and I would not vote for Biden again. Just don't like somebody that says something and does something else. I don't like slip up.
That's the problem with the Democrats, man.
If you say Trump is racist, I feel the same way about Biden being racist, and even worse is Kamala being racist. I just feel the same way in terms of that, which is the way I feel about it.
Yeah, but I mean, at least economically, I think like the Democrats. But the thing about Democrats is inaction. They say they want to fix the problems the Republicans have made, right? But they don't. They just stall it for another 4 years until the Republicans get into office and actually do something that's counterproductive, unfortunately. So anyway, we need Bernie, man.
Oh my goodness, this commie comes out with some bullshit. We're ending it right.
Bernie Sanders needs to run again, man. Just destroy everybody this time. Anyway, young people go out and vote, man. Don't let the old people like Sam here vote Republicans again.
Hey, young people, vote for my girl Nikki Haley. She the truth.